Is it time?
Yeah.
I am Jason.
I am Julian.
And
we
doing
filmographies.
Way to follow my meter.
I was looking at your mouth.
I felt like you were looking at my mouth.
Tonight, it's a me pick.
Mm-hmm.
Sponsored by MeUndies.
Yeah.
And I picked a movie that I had never heard of. I don't even remember why it appeared on my phone in a random Google search. And from the photos, the stills, and the brief synopses, I was like, this could be good.
Uh-huh. I remember you telling me about it. I was like, oh, yeah, do
and
it.
you're like, oh, fuck yeah. What's that?
Oh, it's all good.
And now, the movie isn't good. But I had a good time watching it. It is so incredibly...
boring?
Misguided?
Yeah. Small scale?
Yeah, I mean that, but...
flat?
There's just something incredibly bizarre about its... So here's the thing. I started it on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I said to you, oh, it's only an hour and 15.
Did you say the name of it?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Uncaged.
Or?
From 1991. The Red Angel. Or the Angel in Red. The Red Angel's from Star Trek Discovery. Angel in Red. This says it's an hour and 18 minutes. So I'm watching this thing on YouTube, and I said, you know what? This doesn't look good. Let me see what else, because it's on Tubi.
It looks much better on Tubi.
I ended up just renting it for $3.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did. Because as I'm watching it on YouTube, there's a bizarre moment in the song that's playing while Jeffrey Dean Morgan is driving around where it felt like there was going to be like a 4-bar breakdown and then go back to the pre-chorus. But it was just a 2-bar breakdown and it went immediately to the pre-chorus. And I'm like, that's a very bizarre structure for this song. Why would it do that? And then I'm watching it and I'm like, this just looks like garbage. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to rent this movie. Because on YouTube, it starts with the title card and the music and the driving. That's how it starts. So I rent it for $3. Or maybe it was only $2. And it starts playing.
They pay you $2 to watch it.
And I'm like, oh God, did I rent the wrong movie? Why are there all these sorority girls?
What?
Hanging out on the sofa talking.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's how it
That's
starts.
completely cut from the edit that's on YouTube. What's also cut, when that bridge is happening, that's when you see some titties front and center. But then when she's riding him, they leave that in from the side. Mm-hmm. It's weird. So throughout the movie, they cut out parts of the film. For whatever reason, they cut out that cold open.
Uh-huh.
Which...
it's not offensive.
And it's terrible, but...
they don't seem like they're sex workers at all. It does just seem like some girls hanging out on a Friday night.
I thought it was before one of them becomes a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's completely cut. The big titty chick that's just talking like giving him the rules, how much it costs, that's cut. Later on when the chick's doing the dance, right before she gets grabbed and a fight ensues, they leave that in and she just goes full frontal on her tits.
They left that in?
Yeah. So I'm like, what's the standard here? You're cutting out things that don't need to be cut.
It's a foreign edit. Like, it's got the subtitles on it.
Yeah, I didn't get that far in.
Okay.
So then after I watched it in its entirety, then I actually went back to the YouTube one and I scrubbed through it to see. Because I'm like, okay, if they cut this, then surely they cut that. And they did, and then they didn't, whatever. So I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I'm going to need you to listen to this.
Oh, okay.
When the completed film was presented to the studio, executives demanded more explicit violence and nudity.
Oh.
And inserted additional scenes featuring both violence and nudity. Director Lisa Hunt, this was directed by a woman, who had intended the movie as an uncompromising view of prostitution from a sex worker's point of view, refused to attach her name to it, and they used some male pseudonym instead. And it's a loose remake of the 1985 movie Street Walkin', which was also written by Robert Alden and Joan Freeman. So that insertion bullshit, they had to have completely redid a lot of the movie. Because if she's talking about, I'm going to make this like a raw look at hooking, It's not that. It's the most Disney-fied depiction of sex working. Until he loses his mind, pimps aren't violent.
Yeah. They give you an uneasy feeling, like they're bad news.
Kind of. Slash doesn't, though.
Which one's Slash?
The guy who ends up becoming the hero? The black dude who's rolling around with the big white guy? And he's trying to get
his name
Mickey.
Is Slash?
I think his name is Slash.
He's a bad dude, though. Like, as soon as she, like, calls him for help, he becomes her property. He's bad.
Well, yeah, but that's a pimp. But nobody ever seems to be threatening concrete physical violence. But not only, until he loses his mind. But not only that, the women seem like super cool with it. Oh, girl, once a whore, always a whore. And they're just down on the street. Hey, sugar, you want this? And it's very bizarre. And it's filmed in L.A., but when they're hanging outside on the street, it feels like a set, like just a 1/4-inch block set.
Sure.
Like if you took a chunk of the Seinfeld set. It's really weirdly lit. The cars are driving super slow, so it feels like it's on a soundstage and not like an actual street.
Mm.
That scene where they're having like a heart-to-heart sort of moment, and there's the bedpost between them that just looks like a big dick.
I think I did see that. When are they having the big heart? Who's having a heart?
The brother who got hit in the head and is now stupid.
Yeah.
His words.
Yeah.
And the woman, God, was it his sister?
I mean, his sister's
I sent you those pictures.
But it might be, I think is that the woman that gets beat?
I think that may have been right after when she got home to collect her shit, which took her forever to pack too. It's like, you're getting, clearly, right. But I sent you those pictures.
Yeah.
And it looks like a big penis.
Oh, that's what you're trying to get me to look at?
Yeah, you see that?
Just like, check out this lady.
Because she's grabbing it, and he's grabbing it, and it's right between them. It's just predominantly featured, and if it's a coincidence, it's so distracting.
I wonder, this lady that directed it, and she wanted to do an uncompromising look at sex work. Do you think maybe she knew some sex workers, and she's like, they're just regular ladies? And that's why she had that weird sorority sister opening? That's not her. That is her. That must be her.
That's just it. It has to be because it's not violent or gratuitous nudity, which is what they say they added more of.
Right. Because it's just a job.
Yeah.
It's a fringe of society job, and usually people have real problems to do that job. But I'm sure that a lot of those ladies are, it's just regular shit. They get used to it.
I guess, but it seems like her and Sharkey are an item.
Well, that's the whole thing with pimps, dude. They're your man. But they can fuck you whenever they want, but they also are taking care of you. But also, they're stealing all your money.
So before we get any further into it, I'm going to need you to hit me with that synopsis.
I will hit you like a hoe. Uncaged, Angel in Red. Handsome, young, brooding pimp Sharkey, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, suddenly becomes unhinged over an unearthed childhood trauma after watching a random lady slap the shit out of her kid on the street. Things go from bad to worse when Sharkey beats one of his girls to an eventual death, forcing his top girl Mickey, Leslie Bega, to give in to the influence of a rival pimp Slash, Henry Brown, who tries to teach Sharkey a lesson and also hires Mickey as one of his girls. After surviving a stern talking to and committing a double homicide, Sharkey continues his tour of terror in order to enact his revenge on the Angel in Red, now that he is uncaged.
I mean, that's what happens, right? I can only imagine, because he seems perfectly normal. He's driving around. He's looking studly. It's his first movie, by the way.
He's fascinating. He's got the swagger.
Yes.
He looks good.
Yeah.
His acting chops are about 30% of the way there. Like, he's got some brooding and some attitude that's good, and then other shit that just falls flat and sucks. Now, that might also be the script.
The script that does, yeah. And his jacket's a little too big.
Yeah, that might be the style.
His
hair, too. There's a weirdness to his hair sometimes where I'm like, this guy looks good. And
he
then
keeps
I'm like,
running his hand.
Something's wrong here. Like, whatever, yeah.
He's got a heavy 5 o'clock.
And he's got that joined eyebrow.
Yeah.
Unibrow.
Yeah, he looks a little like George Clooney from ER or something. But he just pulls up to the club and they're like, yo, Shaq. And he's like, yo, girls. And he's kissing and he's taking money. And he turns around and there's just some woman just axe handle slapping the shit out of her child. He walks up and he grabs her hand and he goes, I think he's had enough. She goes, fuck you. Grabs the kid and runs off. And Sharkey turns around and he puts his 2 fingers to his temple. Like he's just having enormous mental pain.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the beginning of his psychotic break, because we don't ever see him normal enough to register that there's a psychotic break. But if he's always like this, then why is everybody tripping?
It's not big enough. This movie's not big enough in so many ways.
It also really loves that first scene where he's bathed in red and black, so that they do it in the immediate scene thereafter, and it's completely unnecessary. It undermines the first one.
This movie's bizarre. It has a look and a feel that like I'm kind of into, but then it doesn't back it up with anything. I'm like, ooh, this is seedy and kind of like oversaturated and scuzzy. I like it.
It's like borderline Red Shoe.
Yeah.
Right? Because they do just shoehorn in a couple of nude scenes, and that chick's banging the hell out of that random John Doe.
Talking about that opening scene where she's just like fucking the fuck out of him. It's just another.
She's fucking the fuck out of him.
But it
fucking
sucks.
out in that dick.
It reminds me of the Basic Instinct when she's flopping around on his penis in the beginning.
Maybe that's what they were going for.
This doesn't look like sex.
An homage.
This is Basic Instinct was homaging this.
This is homaging Basic Instinct into existence.
Okay.
But after that, there really isn't any nudity. After he gets violent with that chick when he's looking for Mickey.
Mickey.
I don't know where Mick is. Sharky, why you hurting me?
Yeah.
And then he just beats the shit out of that guy. And then the bartender dives in. But so he's X-Men in his head. And then he goes into the bar, and that donkey guy rolls up on him.
Oh my God, is the cool guy?
Yeah, his name is Donkey.
His name's Donkey?
Yeah. I wonder if Donkey Doug was based on this guy from The Good Place.
If you're here to tell me an energy drink body spray is a bad idea, I've heard it before from a bank and some doctors.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no. Outside. No, he first goes into the bar and he sees the black chick that he used to be with, that he wants her back, but she's with the other black pimp.
Not
Slash. His name is... I don't know.
Silk.
The guy who's a total pussy. You know you have to stab Sharky to death, but you won't do it. So we all know you're a pussy now.
Yeah, he is a pussy. And it's funny because the guy flexes on him. Sharky punches him, puts him to his knees, and he thunderclaps the side of his head. And the bouncer's like, Shark, man, he's had enough. And they throw him out. And he gets up and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, baby, I didn't know. He goes, it's cool. Baby, it's cool. And then he runs off. Like a little bitch. It looks like he's wet for some reason. So now Sharky's on a rampage. He goes outside to one of his younger girls, and we do see that Mickey's got a brother.
Yeah,
I think his name is Robbie.
It's so weird because it seems like that's a roommate for like minutes until he's like, my brain don't work so good. Could Dad hit me?
First I was like, is that Emilio? Is he back? It's not.
He's not wearing his denim uniform yet.
That guy was one of Kiefer Sutherland's cronies in Stand By Me.
Okay.
That actor. Kind of had a little bit of a career going on.
I don't hate him. His character's stupid.
You mean like when Dad hit me and made me stupid?
You're not stupid.
She goes, I brought home food. I'm on break. She pulls out a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and a bag of chocolate chip cookies.
Oh man, this is great. Thank you.
Oh, I'm gonna eat on this.
Call me Rocky.
What's Sharky?
Don't call me Goon. Call me Rocky.
He really looks up to Sharky.
Yeah, you said Sharky was good. He's not like Dad.
Yeah, because he hit him. And but he wants to go to the movies. And she goes, maybe later. I gotta go fuck on some dick.
Uh-huh.
So that's when Sharky rolls up on that like Blossom-esque, Punky Brewster-esque whore.
I mean, that's when he beats it.
Juju or Ruru or something.
Susu.
Oh, wait. That's just the one that ducks. She's not the one holding on. No, she is the one that's holding on to the money.
She is the one holding on to the money.
She's the one he kills.
Yeah. The other one, they use her to try to find Sharky later.
Yeah.
I forgot she was in here, and then she is a part of the movie. But so this chick, he goes, the money's light.
It's been hard out here, Sharky.
And there's just people like walking around, but then they like start to stop and gawk. Yeah. And all of a sudden, Donkey, this is where we introduced to him. He's in the crowd. He goes, oh, man, you going to give her what for?
Shark, don't let her be rolling you, man. It's in the hat.
Look at a big hat, Sharky.
He goes, what the fuck? He pulled out a big wad.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Fuck. Mm-hmm. And he just
You've never hit me before.
And then, cop, Sharky. And then everybody flees.
It's pretty fucked up because number one, she is stealing from Sharky,
Betraying him.
and he's got to handle that, right?
He does.
But number two, pimps are the worst.
Yeah.
It's a real bad situation. It's like working for the company, and you have to pay them for the place you live, and you have to shop for your food and goods at the company store. So basically, you're working for nothing until you're dead.
Yeah.
That is what being with a pimp is like.
We're all being pimped if you really think about it.
And he goes into the bar, he sees Donkey, and he's just like, oh man, Shark, you really gave her what for? You're the top dog. He's like, shut up, man. And he goes, hey, check this broad out over next to me. And he goes, work your magic. And Shark gets up and he does his hand through his hair thing, and he goes, can I buy you a drink? And she's like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And Donkey goes, hey, don't worry, dumb bitch. You're still the man, Sharky. And so now Sharky goes to their house because she's trying to get the fuck out of there. She runs into Robbie, and he goes, okay, I guess we'll see you later. I'm going to the movie. And he leaves, and she's just folding her clothes and putting it in her suitcase, and Sharky just comes in. Bitch, where the fucking money?
Ayo, Green.
Even I don't even think
Sharky.
he's not there for the money. He's
No,
a
I
killer.
just said that because it's a reference. I'm going to edit in something. And he goes, you dumb bitch, you betraying me? Psh, psh, slapping around. And then she goes, it's not like that, Sharky. And then he goes, why'd you do that to me, mommy? And he falls on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, mommy. And she goes, what?
She puts her blue velvet in his mouth.
Get out of here.
Mommy.
Get me my swath. And so he just starts high-fiving her all over the fucking place.
Nice. So it's not bad.
And then he does his hair, hand through the hair thing, and he closes the curtain. And that's when Mickey comes in, and she goes, oh, hey, Shark.
He's like, you love me though, right?
Yeah, I'm your girl forever. And he goes, all right, I'm going to have sex with you now. And she goes, wait, I heard something. He goes, no, I'm almost hard.
No. Promise me you love me even when you find something bad in that room.
Yeah, don't let what happened in the next 4 seconds change the trajectory of our relationship. And she goes in and she goes, oh my God, Sharky. And it's cool because immediately, it's not cool, but it's a character moment where she goes, something happened. You got to call the cops. Like she doesn't immediately jump to the conclusion that he must be at fault here.
Yeah.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt.
That's nice of her.
And he goes, she goes,
baby wants to fuck.
I'll boink anything that moves. She goes, you did this, Shark? He goes, yeah. She had it coming, though. And then she gets up to run away because it's fucked up. And I think he's going to start smacking her around a little bit. And then I think...
He's got to straighten her out. She's got ideas.
Is he knee her in the nuts or something? He knees her in the nuts?
He knees her into the nuts. And then she gets really strong for that and hulks out the window.
Somehow she gets away.
Yeah.
And he goes after her. And no, he leaves or he gets knocked out. And she takes her friend downstairs and she called Slash.
And it's weird because you're like, oh, her friend's fine.
Yeah,
Just
she's
got
like
beat up a little.
ambulatory. She's just a little bruised immediately. Yeah. She goes, hey, thanks, Slash, for coming. I didn't know what else to do. And he goes,
Yeah. You got to get back to work.
Get in the car. We'll take her to the hospital. And they take her there, and two guys in white coats just come out of like an alcove.
You use this word, alcove?
Come with us, ma'am.
Perhaps this would be more accurate. Nooks and crannies rather than alcove.
He goes, Mickey, get in the car. She goes, I'm going to go with her. He goes, nah, bitch, we got to go find your brother because we know that he was a witness to this or something. He goes, oh, but first, can you go in there and talk to Sharky? Somebody's got to stop him. He goes, I just want to talk to him. Straighten all this out because you're my bottom, bitch. No, you're going to work your way up, but you start at the bottom. And she goes, all right, Slash. She goes in and she goes, hey, Shark, can you come outside? We got to talk. He comes outside and they grab him. Mm-hmm. They got guns in his ribs. He goes,
God damn it, what is this? What the fuck is this? What do you think he's doing?
I'm fucking crazy now. And Slash goes, come on. And she goes, don't kill him. He goes, nah, actually, we're just going to cool him down so we can talk.
What does that mean?
I don't
Cool
know.
him down?
But that's what he says. And I'm thinking, oh, obviously they're going to kill him.
Yeah, what
But
else
they're not.
do they do?
They're actually just taking him to cool him down because later on, Slash goes to his henchman. I really wish I would have just killed him instead. That's why I'm thinking, like, what is this cartoon pimp world we're living in?
That's pretty nice that they just cool you down instead of killing you.
At gunpoint.
But then the movie is also like, this is why you kill people.
Yeah, and this is so
It's a problem.
stupid because Sharky causes an accident or causes the driver to do something. And then the car's swerving. And now we're shot from the vantage point of looking down this sort of alley/driveway as the car is swerving out of control, and there is just a prominently placed fucking light pole. And you're just like, yeah, that car is about to smash into that. No, it goes right next to it and stops. And the first guy gets shot in the car, and the other guy falls out and drops the gun, and Sharkey jumps on him, thrusts his butt a little bit, and grabs the gun and shoots him in the back and kills him.
I think he's got the Negan swagger.
Careful.
Even back then, right? You didn't talk about Mad TV.
Oh, that's right. Mad TV, Michael McDonald shows up.
See, you say his name, and I'm like, I don't know that guy's name.
Well, because Michael McDonald's also a white soul funk singer. I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again.
Is that a good song?
I like it. It's the song that they sampled for Regulators, Warren G.
I do know Regulators.
So Shark is now pissed and alive. And he gets into the car to go on his rampage, and he picks up Donkey. And Donkey's just like high out of his mind. He's like, oh, fuck, man, we're going to go on a real bad spree, right?
Is Donkey smoking crack? What's up with
Weed.
Donkey?
He hit a little bit of that puff.
Oh, yeah. You know what? When I smoke weed, I want to do bad things.
But Donkey's a fucking exhibitionist. No, he's not. He's not. He's a voyeurist, nihilist, sadist. So the weed isn't really to blame here.
Okay. I was going to say, usually marijuana does not make you do these things.
No.
I was making a joke.
You were, and it wasn't my cup of tea.
I just like to watch TV.
It was hilarious, but I didn't care for it.
Clean the house. Vacuuming. Yeah. Vacuuming is real good.
Mm-hmm.
Vacuuming and, killing people.
That is neither here nor there.
No.
Because Sharky's now driving like a madman. He's got Donkey. And he goes to...
He's on a mission to fucking all the butts.
The chick, the young chick, who is with a guy that's maybe her pimp? A Nicky Cat looking motherfucker? Because then Negan just beats him down.
Yeah.
And then when Slash comes back and hires her to bring him to the poker game, he gives that guy like a billfold, a fan fold, because he's spanning it. Did she used to
be one of Sharky's girls or what?
And maybe she just rolls with those other girls. Because that black girl's with the other guy.
They just friends.
Yeah. So there's a poker game that they keep talking about that they're all going to go to. That's the, I don't know, end of their night ritual. And Robbie's going to be there too. But he's also going to the fucking movies. So, they beat up that guy. She tells him to go somewhere. He goes there and nobody's there. And then he goes to the strip club and this chick showing her breasts. Uh-huh. And it's a real Roadhouse kind of a place. And then he grabs her arm and he goes, "Where's Mickey?" She goes, "Sharky, you hurt me." And the bouncer comes up, like I said before, and he goes, "All right, pal." And Sharky just starts two-fisting him. Now he's fighting this bouncer and he's beating the shit out of him. I mention that now because when he's fighting the guy in the hotel room, he's actually getting beat up. And he's like karate chopping and whatever. But here, I mean, it's pretty brutal. He breaks a chair on the guy, and the bartender jumps over, and he starts fighting, and Sharky just fucking nails him to the fucking floor. And the cops, you can hear their sirens, and Donkey goes, "Sharky, the police are coming." So they get out of there. So then we get news when they're at the poker game. Mickey she calls the hospital, and the nurse is like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, your prostitute friend is dead."
Just kicked too many times in the core.
I guess it was a delayed effect. She got hit in the head and she was stupid, and then she fell down the stairs and died.
Yeah,
it was actually unrelated to Sharky. Mm-hmm. One of the orderlies accidentally bonked her. Right. But so her friend's dead and she's all torn up inside. Earlier in the movie, her and that black chick went to go double date on a white old man.
Yeah,
and they rob him.
Yeah, he likes to be dominated and yelled at for sitting.
It's an attempt at comedy. Yeah, because Mickey doesn't know the script. And she's like, and she's like, pathetically whipping him.
That other girl's pretty good, right?
Yeah, she's sexy as hell.
There's a few...
in a green dress.
A lot of people in this movie shine here and there in moments. I find that, like, Mickey is terrible 80% of the time, but those other 20% of the time, she's golden.
She felt like great. Alyssa Milano as played by Tori Spelling. That's how I would describe the actress that played Mickey.
When she bones down on Michael McDonald.
Oh, that's right. We were going to talk about him.
Yeah, but you decided not to.
I didn't because I had other things to do.
Okay. When she is
you
like,
recognized him though, right?
You. Yeah, I knew. I was like, yeah, it's Mad TV.
Yeah.
That's what I call him.
He's young.
Yeah, and I think he's handsome, and I think he's
I
pretty
would agree with
decent in
that.
this. And then I think it's interesting that he did that dumb shit. He probably does. Maybe he does other stuff too.
I think this is probably 3 or 4 years before his cameo on that episode of Seinfeld. He's the wig master, and Kramer has the Technicolor Dreamcoat, and the prostitutes are having sex in George's car, and Kramer gets that pink Cadillac and the Technicolor Dreamcoat and the cane, and they think he's a pimp.
That's him?
Yeah. He's at dinner or lunch when that red-haired guy who works at the production of the play is meeting Kramer, and Jerry's there with Elaine, and somebody else earlier in the show hit on Elaine right in front of Jerry, and he goes, "How do you know we aren't dating?" The guy with the crest, actually.
The guy from the Highlander TV show.
Yeah. And then a guy walks up because Jerry's stuck drinking mimosas with Michael McDonald, and a man walks up and hits on him. No, he walks up and hits on the guy at the table. He's not the guy. He's not the wig master. And he goes, "I'm sorry, are you hitting on him?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "But how do you know we weren't together?" And he's just like, I just didn't think you were. He has eyeliner on. That's neither here nor there. So he's a wholesome guy. And he pays her. Now, they established earlier in the movie that it's $25 for a HJ, $50 for a BJ.
Why would you want an HJ?
And $100 for an FJ.
One of my friends got a HJ in the basement at a party from this one lady.
An HJ is a precursor, a prelude.
I honestly, I don't think I want.
You don't finish from an HJ. Unless it's like secretly sneaking it in a movie theater or something.
Yeah, you really just like getting ready for the good stuff.
Yeah. But let me reiterate that. It's $25 for an HJ. $50 for a BJ.
Yep.
And only $100 to fuck.
Yeah.
But you got to wear a Jimmy cap. So he gives her $50. And she starts giving him an HJ. So she's already overcharged him.
Well, I think that's just, I mean.
And then he immediately comes. And he's embarrassed.
I mean, I think she's probably going to blow him.
So then.
The HJ being a precursor
she says,
to putting it in her mouth.
Round 2. And she goes, "Well, yeah, it'll be another 50 though." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And then she just goes down on him. So she overcharges him for the HJ.
I don't think she was the HJ is. I mean, you don't just go down there and put your mouth on it with no hands.
Yes.
I mean, maybe, but like, I think probably you're like, shaking it. Right? Take a
I don't
bite
know.
out of it?
I guess I'd just already be hard. So I wouldn't need
I mean, some of
fluffing.
us, you have to smack it around. You have to pinch our nipples. You have to
You
poke
do that
me in
in
the
the
eye and
lobby.
tell me I'm a bitch.
Yeah, you do that in the lobby. Who paid for the room? You think it's just a standing room?
I don't know. I found her
need you
real
to know.
lovable in this sequence. Like I was like, oh, I like this girl now. Now, she can be my new girlfriend.
She also goes on a regular date with a guy with a thick accent.
Yeah.
And he buys her stuff and he proposes to her, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll totally do that." And it's their thing. So now she learns that chick's dead. The mixter, or the shark boy, he is now looking for Robbie because killed someone in an alley. Oh, the lesser pimp. He's all wasted and he gets into his car, and Sharkey goes, "Where's Mickey?" He goes, "I don't know." And he cuts his throat.
Does he?
And blood splurts on the window. Yeah.
I think I might have missed this.
And Donkey's rolling with him.
I might have been missing this because I was bored.
And Slash also knows that he's on this rampage. So him and his guy are going around with guns, looking in buildings and shit. Like they're Miami
The other
Vice.
black pimp, the bitch pimp we were talking about earlier?
He slits his throat,
Slits his throat. He kills him?
Yeah, right then and there.
Wow.
Yeah, he puts a knife to his throat and he goes, "Where's Mickey?" "I don't know. What the fuck? They're playing poker." "Where?" "How the fuck do I know?" So he gets out of the car, and that's when Robbie is standing there on the other side of a fence behind some boxes. And it's a real rapid fire moment.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, Robbie, what's up?" He goes, "Nah, Shaq.
You're not a good guy.
You're a bad guy." And he runs. So they go after him, and they
I'll call you Rocky.
eventually see him. He runs away some more. They catch him. He catches them in an alley, and he just beats the shit out of them. And he gets them to tell him where they're going. At the same time,
It's crazy because he hits him enough times that he's smart now.
yeah, but then he hits him one too many times and he's even dumber.
Yeah.
He's dumber and dumber. Now, but at the same time, though, somehow Sharkey is aware of where they went. So he's making his way there. And, I'm sorry, Slash. Sharkey gets there with the brother and, boom, boom, boom. This is bad news. I'm going to kill everybody. They break free momentarily. Sharkey beats the shit out of her brother some more, and I think he's dead. And then she hits him in the head with a vase of Oz.
You think your brother's dead?
He punches him and he falls on a table.
At the end of this, he's dead?
Yeah, he looks pretty busted up. And we never see him again. And she hits him with a vase that for some reason that's in this building and it doesn't do anything, and he beats her up, ties them all up. He's about to kill somebody when Slash emerges. He sends Donkey because he hears something. He goes, check it out, Donk. And Donk goes to look and he sees nothing. And that's when Slash comes in and he just starts shooting. And
He killed Donkey right away.
He killed Donkey. He shoots him like at least 5 or 6 times.
I like watching Donkey
Just
die.
squibbing.
Kill that
Earlier,
donkey.
Sharkey killed a fat guy in a store, the clerk at the place. Oh, the hotel. Because he shows up looking for the threesome, the sinning threesome. And he finds that guy still tied up. And I think he bonks him with his gun. Goes downstairs. He goes, where's the girls, man? The clerk goes, I don't know. And
Why would he know?
Boom, shoots him and kills him. So it's a murder spree now.
This movie sucks.
It does. And so there's a shootout. Violence ensues. Slash gets killed. His white henchman gets killed. Donkey's dead. The older black woman and the younger beautiful one in her green dress run away. And then Sharkey captures the younger woman, and he's like choking her or something. And then he gets shot. And he turns around and it's Mickey.
Angel in Red.
Yeah. Angel in Red.
Think of Laura.
That's why we're doing this.
Oh.
And he goes, baby, you can't do that.
Because the commercials from we're little.
You can't do that, girl. I'm Shark Dog.
You love me. Oh, hey. I'm glad you said that because I've been thinking about Shark Dog all night.
Yeah.
There's a Netflix cartoon called Shark Dog.
Oh,
half
really?
shark, half dog, all hard.
Oh, weird. It swims?
Yeah.
Is it lower half shark?
It's a shark with
a dog
shark
head.
feet,
Oh.
but with a
Shark
dog personality that wags its shark fin tail.
Yeah.
And its tongue hangs out. It's a shark dog.
But he has like a dog head?
It's a shark head, but it's like dog-like.
Ugh, that's disgusting.
Nah, he's cute. And you know what? I didn't know this was going to happen when I was watching the show. He talks.
Oh.
Shark Dog.
Oh, God.
Shark Dog loves you.
Oh, no.
It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, sounds like
Until
radio.
they introduced the shark pups.
Oh, God. I don't
on
wanna hear
season
any more of
3.
this.
They
This
have
is disturbing.
powers.
So he's dead. And she collapses to her knees.
She shoots him in the heart.
Yeah. And then she collapses to her knees.
Uh-huh.
And she weeps over his corpse. And the 2 ladies walk up and they put their hand on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
It gets like a weird blue granular effect. And the movie ends. Now,
And that blonde lady pops in. She's like, Mickey, you don't have to put on the blue light.
I'm glad you mentioned that because
you
I
gonna
did
talk about that singer lady?
the singer lady.
It's the worst.
It's the
shit
worst.
I ever heard.
It's the worst.
It's really upsetting because they're like, "Hey,
I
you want
will be your whore.
you need somebody to live.
You need sex therapy or some shit."
She shows up like 4 times. They keep every time they go to that bar. It's like she's just there. Like they don't let her leave.
No.
She just keeps singing. This is her hell.
Awful.
Satan made her go there.
Yeah, and there's no way she could be anybody.
No.
Her lip syncing is off. Also,
I was thinking about her watching this. Is this 91? You said.
yeah,
So filmed in 90 or 89.
yeah.
I'm thinking about this lady who's probably like 40 and like, I don't know, just like living through the 80s and sucking. And then this is what you get to do at the tail end.
Like they don't exist yet, but it feels like this is. Yeah, you would want Portishead to be this house band or something,
Okay.
or maybe even like Debbie Harry. But you don't have that. You have
This it's
Veronica Peterson from Las Cabasas, California.
spoken word, poetry, coffee shop, shit music.
But at one point, she does this and points, and Sharky's standing there and lights a cigarette at the right time. So it's like she shot his cigarette.
Damn. She's good. As good as this movie.
Yeah, this movie's so interesting. I enjoyed it because it's such a spectacle, and it's so bad.
It feels longer than the amount of time. I watched it on YouTube for the last 18 minutes because I was sick of the Tubi commercials.
Yeah.
It's like all this stuff is very street level too. It's not like crazy action adventures and foot chases and cool shit. It's just like people strolling down the street. All the shots look the same. It's stylish looking, like the lighting and the outfits are somewhat interesting, but
And in reality, this all takes place over the course of
a night?
4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, they need to like ratchet. It needed to be more panicky, more ratcheted up, more crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe you like the individual characters a bit more, give them a little bit more heart.
Yeah, because Mickey, the whole time he's searching for her, it's not like she's hiding. She has no idea that he's looking for her. So there's no urgency. When he's like creating havoc and murdering people, she's just nonchalantly evading him.
This seems like this should be a fun genre movie, and it does not hit it well.
And then later, when she sees her brother out on the street, he's like, I'm going to the movie. She goes, Robbie. First she goes, I don't want you on the street, Robbie. You need to go home right now. And he goes, what about the movie? She goes, well, the movie too, whatever. At that point, I think she does know that Sharky, maybe she doesn't know Sharky's looking for her. Because why would she tell him to go home when that's clearly where
the shark dog will find him?
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
5.
Okay. 5.5.
Okay.
I would say this feels like Too Young to Die. It's I don't know, because it gets kind of extreme in its violence.
Yeah.
Especially when he beats the shit out of that girl. It's just like, oh, I didn't know you did this.
That's a pretty good analogy, those two, man. They link up nicely.
Yeah, but it's so bizarrely wholesome and just dangerously misguided.
But this one doesn't have 2 knockout performances because Brad Pitt and Juliette Lewis are fucking bonkers in that movie.
That's very true.
This movie does not have that.
No, I don't. The Alexis Bega or whatever her fucking name is. Yeah. She's not good.
There's no... that was like 2 primed and awesome actors being in a shit movie.
Yeah.
Like basically a made-for-TV after-school special.
Right.
And this doesn't have that. But it's a good, apt comparison.
So that's Uncaged.
Yep, it stinks.
It makes me want to...
You want to puke in a hat?
Write a letter to my congressperson and let them know.
That it's available on Tubi?
That it needs a Blu-ray.
Yep.
With commentary from current day Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
You know, it would be pretty fun if we could like message him, but he unfortunately went on The Walking Dead, and so you could never message him and be like, "Hey, you were in that," and he'd be like, "Yeah, it's pretty crazy, right?"
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Everybody bothers me, so I don't talk to anybody."
I hire a young intern to do my social media.
Well, a young person? You mean me?
Yeah. Younger than him, yeah, technically.
20-something.
There you go. So that's it. You can find us on our Linktree. We doing filmographies at linktree.com.
Let's just cut it off the other episode and put it here.
All right.
I've been Jason.
He's been Jules.
And a good night.